Hello, myself W. Shanap. Today's topic is photoperiodism, and second part in that is vernalization. Here it is a part of the plant physiology 6.1 paper for the 6th semester. The topic name is photoperiodism. In that we have introduction, types, phytohormone significance. Second part is that vernalization, introduction, site, where actually the site required for the vernalization, requirement, mechanism, significance. Like that we shall have a discussion about the type of the photoperiodism and vernalization. Photoperiodism means, as we know that light is a very important factor for the photosynthesis and other physiological activity. Without light, no photosynthesis and a plant cannot survive. And the basic thing is the light is necessary even for the flowering also. Flowering is controlled by the hormones. As you know that there are two phases in the plant body. One is vegetative phase, PHASE phase, and the second part is reproductive phase. Reproductive phase is controlled by the hormones. Hormones are the chemical messengers. As you know that chemical messenger. Hormones all are regulates the plant system, growth and movements, and also the flowering. These are all activities, metabolic activities is controlled by the plant hormones. These plant hormones are said to be chemical messengers. Chemical messengers. They are produced at one part of the plant body and that sends the message to the other part of the plant body. Like that, the plant hormones are produced at the tip of the plant body or meristematic activity, where actually the meristematic activity takes place. So, in this area the photoperiodism, it is also one of the major the flowering controlled by the some of the hormones. Let us see about the photoperiodism. Photoperiodism is the phenomenon of physiological changes that occur in plants in response to relative length of day and night. As we know that there are 24 hours, 12 hours light period, 12 hours dark period, like that we have in the system. But here the plant requires more light for the production of flower, and the flowering is controlled by the light phase. Certain plants they respond to this type of the light period, and certain plants they respond to the dark period. Dark period, uninterrupted dark period is also necessary for the flowering. Such plants are said to be short day plants. And certain third category plants, they do not respond stimuli to this type of the photoperiod. They are called the day neutral plants. Day neutral plants. The response of the plants to the photoperiod expressed in the form of flowering is called as photoperiodism. Like that we can give a definition. Usually the flowering of the plant, it is a physiological metabolic activity that is controlled by the relative length of the light period, that is known as photoperiodism. The phenomenon of photoperiodism first discovered by Garner and Allard during 1920. Types of photoperiodism. As we know that depending upon the duration of the photoperiod, the plants are classified into three categories. As I said that short day plants, SDP, long day plants, LDP, and day neutral plants. Here in this chart we can observe, graph we can observe there is long day plants, short day plants. There is two graphs are there. At the lower end in the x axis day length and night length we can observe in the hours, and at the left side the percentage of the flowering. See, first we shall observe that day length, light red colored long day plants. They requires more than 10 hours of critical day length period, the light period required for the flowering. Then only they flower. They are 100% In the upper end we can observe that if it is exposed uninterrupted daylight period, then only they flower. Like that, another group of plants, they are said to be short day plants. They require more light period. Short day plants, in the black line we can observe that short day plants, they required uninterrupted dark period, then only they flower. Means they require less light and more dark period. They are said to be short day plants. See, third category, day neutral plants, they do not respond to the photo period. They do not bother about the light period or dark period. They flower as usual without wait for the light period and dark period. They of course they require a light and also dark, but they do not respond to this type of the a critical period. Okay. Next, first further we shall have a discussion about the short day plant. These plants require, in the examination you have to write that short day plant. What are short day plants means? These are the things you have to write. These plants require a relative short day light period, usually 8 to 10 hours, and a continuous dark period of about 14 to 16 hours. Underline that, 14 to 16 hours for subsequent flowering. These plants are known as long night plants. Instead of short day plants, they are also called as long night plants. As I said that they required uninterrupted dark period, then only they flower, otherwise they won't flower. Examples we can take up: rice, coffee, soya bean, tobacco and chrysanthemum. It is a flowering plant, chrysanthemum. Okay. These plants are said to be short day plants. In a short day plant, the dark period is critical and must be continuous. If this dark period is interrupted with a brief exposure of red light, that is the wavelength 660 to 665 nanometer wavelength, the short day plant will not flower. As I said that there is a flash of light, red light, with the wavelength of 660 to 665. They do not respond to the, it shows that they do not respond to the other wavelength of light. So, if it is exposed to this wavelength of light and if it is break the dark period, then there is no, they won't flower. Means they are very particular about the dark period also as a light period. That is why they are said to be short day plants. Long day plants. These plants require longer day light period, usually 14 to 16 hours. It is said to be critical light period in a 24-hour cycle for subsequent flowering. These plants are also called as short night plants. Example: wheat, radish, cabbage, sugar beet, spinach. In long day plants, light period is critical. A brief exposure red light in the dark period or the prolongation of light period stimulates flowering in long day plants. Let us clarify with the other diagrams in the next pictures. This is the one of the pattern we can explain with this diagram. First we can take up that short day plants. Here in the A, there 24 hours light, yellow color represents the light period, black color as usual there is a dark period. So, in the middle there is a one line, that is 24 hours divided into two part, 12 hours. So, light period is more than 12 hours, that is they are exposed to the longer period of light. They won't flower. In the first plant we can observe that there is no flower at the plant. That is why these are said to be short day plants. When it is exposed to the longer day night period, they flower. Here you can see that short day plant, there you can observe the red colored flowers in the middle. Like that in the third one, as I said that if the dark period, critical period is, if it is interrupted by the flash of light, there is a small band of yellow color, there is interruption of the dark period, they won't flower again. That is why they are said to be short day plants. So, you come to the other category, there are long day plants. Here also there is same type of the light period. If it is more than 12 hours, they flower in the first one, and the second one, if the dark period is more than 12 hours, they won't flower. And night break is a third one. Night break, even the light period, if it is a night break, again it is influential for the flowering. Okay, they won't respond for the dark period. Day neutral, third category plants are said to be day neutral plants. These plants flower in all photo period ranging from 5 hours to 24 hours continuous exposure. Example, you can give the tomato, cotton, sunflower, cucumber, peas, and certain varieties of tobacco. Even tobacco, there are day neutral plants and also long day plants. Okay, like that you can give the example for the day neutral plants. There a list of the plants in this chart. You can note down that principal photo period response types: long day plants, day neutral plants, short day plant, with examples. If it is possible, you can note down and try to remember this. Intermediate categories of plants, that is not required. Again, there are other type of the plants. Photo periods in photo period. All photoreceptors contain an organic non-protein component known as chromophore. Chroma means colored, phore means a body. This type of the colored bodies, this serves as a primary site for photon absorption. Like that, chlorophyll, other the phytochromes are also present. They absorb the light period and they are helpful for the flowering. They are cryptochromes, light oxygen voltage, like that. There are so many type of the chemical which are present. What is phytochrome? The examination we may ask that what is phytochrome. Phytochrome is a big pigment found in some plant cells that has been proven to control a plant development. This pigment has two forms of phases. It can exist in red light sensitive, that is said to be P and PR, and far red light sensitive PFR. Like that we can represent. They may convert into red light to far red light also. Like that the chemicals are synthesized. These actually the plant responds to very specific to each species. Some plant do not respond to all. Here as I said that PR to PFR, the phytochrome red to the phytochrome far red. Like that during the night time they convert, daytime they immediately they convert and response, and they are responsible for the photo period, that is flowering. Like that during the sunlight and dark condition, they build up the PFR to PR. Like that short day plants they flower by the activated florigen. Here you can understand that florigen is a flowering hormone and it is responsible for the flowering. Okay. Like that you can understand these are the chemicals which are responsible for the flowering. Role of phytochrome. In many flowering plants, use it is to regulate the time of flowering based on the length of the day and night, and to set circadian rhythms. See, even in the plant also they follow the circadian rhythm. Without that, if it is any disturbance in the rhythm, then they never flower. Second one, it also regulates other responses including the germination of seeds, photoblasty. See, germination also it is regulated by the light, elongation of seedlings, and size, shape, number of the leaves. The synthesis of chlorophyll and straightening of epicotyl or hypocotyl hook of dicot seedling. See, there is no light after the germination also the seedlings never come up. If that is exposed to the light phytochromes, then only the seedlings come up. So, this type of the physiological activity is controlled by the hormones, that is influenced by the light. Significance of the photoperiod. See, hybridization experiments, as I said that florigen hormone, hybridization is controlled by the photoperiodism. If as you know, that is a physiological activity. So, hybridization is a type of the technique which we studied in the other topic. Physiological preconditioning. See, this is a so photoperiod is a precondition for the almost all the plant growth. Increases yield. See, if there is bright sunlight, then it directly responds to the yield. Plants remain vegetative for longer period, radish and carrot, etc. If it is not exposed to the longer wavelength of light, then they never flowers. Annuals can be grown twice or thrice a year, means we can convert the long day plant into short day plants. Like that, there is a mechanism. Prevention of winter dormancy and autumn leaf fall. See, this is also it is one of the physiological problem, dormancy in the seed. In the winter, no germination takes place in the seed. So, that we can break dormancy by the treatment of the photoperiod. Strawberry increased stolon formation through long days. See, like that physiologically activity, many activities is controlled, like that stolon in the strawberry plants it is controlled again. These are the significance of the photoperiod. Next topic, it is vernalization. A small introduction is required for that. It was found by Lysenko, a Russian worker scientist, that a cold requirement annual and biannual plants can be made to flower in one growing season by providing low temperature treatment to young plants or moistened seeds. See, all plants they required a small low temperature, that is called chilling treatment for the germination. So, if it is not exposed to the low temperature, the germination not takes place. So, that is called vernalization. Artificially we can break the this type of the dormancy. He called the effect of this chilling treatment was vernalization. The second point we can you read out that and you try to remember. Vernalization is therefore a process of shortening of a juvenile or a vegetative phase and hastening flowering by a previous cold treatment. See, if it is flowering, immediate flowering is required, it is you have to expose to the low temperature. Artificially we can make them break this dormancy period and immediately they go for flowering. So, like that some physiological activity we can alter that response by the giving this type of the treatment. Some plants require, there are again the different type of the species, they require different period of the low temperature, then only they flower. Last point you just read out that some plants require exposure to a low temperature 0 to 10 degree. Low temperature means what is the actually range of temperature they require. Some plants they require 5 degree temperature for few days or few minutes or few weeks, like that depends on the type of the seeds. Here some plants require exposure to a low temperature 0 to 10 degree for few days to a few weeks for flowering. Such an induction of flowering by a low temperature is called vernalization. This is the basic idea. We can alter the physiological activity by treating with the low temperature. See, usually what happens in the plant body, when we sow the seeds in the month of June, they have to expose the low temperature in the month of December, then only they flower in the month of after the January. So, if it is not exposed, for example, if you in the artificial condition, if it is not exposed to the low temperature, if you give the bright sunlight or the normal optimum temperature, they never flower, because they are not exposed to the low temperature. So, like that in the nature they themselves they exposed to the low temperature. Is during certain regions the temperature may be altered. So, like this in the plant body the nature itself it uses treating this type of the low temperature. See here one plant which is shown in this diagram, slightly germinated seed. In the first diagram you just observe germinated seed in first chilled for 2 months at 5 degree, planted at ordinary temperature. This seedlings are treated with the 5 degree temperature for 2 months, then it is allowed for the germination. They flowered naturally. Okay, in the other way, no chilling, planted at ordinary temperature. Means there was not treated with the chilling activity, then it is no flowering takes place. That type it is vernalized and not vernalized. This vernalization is a one the experiment we can show in the winter rye. It is just like a bajra, one varieties of rye is there. Experiment to show effect of vernalization on winter rye. Site for vernalization, where actually this stimulus takes place, the chilling treatment that receives the activity. The stimulus of the vernalization is perceived only by the meristematic cells. As I said that this meristematic activity, they have a good response for all hormonal activity. Like that vernalin is also a hormone that controls this process. Shoot tip, embryo tip, root apex, developing leaves, these are the site actually the vernalization is affected. Requirement of vernalization, low temperature required for vernalization is usually 0 to 5 degree, in some case it is 10 degree also. Period of low temperature treatment, it varies from a few hours to few days. Actively dividing cells, water, aerobic respiration, proper nourishment. Apart from that treatment, they required other aerobic respiration also required, proper nourishment and water. All the physiological conditions are good, then only the vernalization effect is more. If it is not properly watered, then the vernalin or the vernalization effect may be less. Mechanism of vernalization, the stimulus received by the actively dividing cells of shoot or embryo tip travels to all parts of the plant and prepare it to flower. The stimulus has been named as vernalin. It is a chemical, as I said that is a chemical messenger which triggers the flowering. It can be passed from one plant to another through grafting in case of Hanbene, but not in other plants. See, in one plant it is a grafting method, we can transfer this type of the chemical. If it is not done with the vernalin, they can go for this hormonal effect. So, mechanism of vernalization, two theories are there: phasic development hypothesis, hormonal hypothesis. Phasic development hypothesis, thermostage, photostage, third stage. These are the temperature and for light, they both are necessary for that flowering. See here, vernalized and unvernalized. See, long days, short day. We can convert, as I said, that long day to short day to long day. Effect of vernalization and photoperiods can in only in certain plants, not in all plants. Devernalization, as we can say that vernalization as a counter effect, positive effect of the low temperature treatment on the vernalization of the plants can be counteracted by subsequent high temperature treatment. This is called as devernalization. The degree of devernalization decreases if the duration of the cold treatment has been longer. However, the devernalized plant can again be vernalized by subsequent low temperature treatment, because these are all activity is controlled by the chemical. So, that one which triggers the formation of chemical, another it neutralizes the action of the chemical, like that vernalization, devernalization is controlled. Importance of vernalization, why we have to take up this type of the procedure, or we have to expose to the low temperature. Induces early flowering, there is shortening the vegetative period of the plants, production of more than one crop in a year. See, if the flowering period, for example, some plants annuals, it takes 1 year complete for the flowering. by the treatment of vernalization, we need not wait for winter. Immediately they flower within 3 months or 4 months. The winter varieties crops can be converted to spring variety, protection from freezing injury. See, sometimes this is freezing treatment. Naturally, if the temperature drops below 0 degree, it may harm the plant body. It may kill the soft tissue. That's that type of the freezing injury. It may be protected if it is vernalized. It helps in increasing the yield of the plants. As I said that it also influences the yield of the plants. It helps in inducing the resistance to a number of diseases. Naturally, if it is exposed to the longer days, then the exposure condition is more, there is a enemies are more, like that diseases, insect diseases or some fungal diseases. Tropical plants requiring long summer can be grown in temperate areas, short summer. See, within a short period we can get our yield, like that vernalization is advantage to the plant body. Conclusion, photoperiodism and vernalization, like that in the quick we can compare with this photoperiodism in response to the relative length of the light and dark period. It is acceleration ability to flower by chilling treatment. This stimulates the pursued by the mature leaves. This stimulates pursued by the active meristems. Like that it is comparative, it is not necessary. If you go for the actually procedure, all these effects are necessary for the study. It is mediated through the floragen, it is a chemical again, and certain chemicals also induces the photoperiodism, like that some of the hormonal effect directly we can make them to flowering. There is another type of the study also. Okay. With this we completed the vernalization and photoperiodism. Thank you.